So this here is my first ever Jetbeam flashlight, and I've heard some good things about them for some time now, but I just haven't been able to get a sample. But yeah, recently Flashlightgo sent me out a sample of the RRT0 Pro, and this is probably one of the smallest flashlights here in my collection. Pumps out nearly 1,700 lumens, and it does have some unique features in it as well. So firstly, you've got this magnetic control ring. So normally with these 16-340 cell flashlights, it's really kind of like a twist to turn on kind of operation. There's no button, but yeah, here you just kind of rotate this dial and you've got like a low, medium, high, and then you've got an auxiliary mode, so you can switch between like green, red, you've got blue. There's also like a flashy red and blue setting as well. It does remember it, so if you pop it back off and then turn it back on again, you can see it goes straight back onto the red. And it's got some tritium slots in there, triple LEDs in the head, as you can see. Really like the clip as well because it is sealed underneath the tail cap, so it's physically locked in there. So in terms of what you get in the box, Jetbeam include this 16-340 cell. It's rated at 850 milliamp hours. So the charging port here is on the side of the battery. There is no charging port on the flashlight itself. Do get a few other bits and pieces like this USB-C charging cable, spare O-ring there for the head, and a lanyard. You've also got this instruction manual too, and that's the box that it comes in. Pretty basic. It does have some specifications there. It comes with a 5-year warranty, and there are some additional specs there. Okay, here is the Jetbeam RRT0 Pro compared to a few other flashlights that I own. Probably the closest comparison would be between the Fastlight Minima Bow, which also takes a 16-340 cell. And like I was mentioning before, most of these ones just come with this screw-on head design to turn on and off. So you're going to break the connection between the battery to turn on and off. And while that's okay to keep the size down, I do prefer having some type of physical button on there or some type of mechanism. So you do have this nice rotary switch there on the side, and it's a little bit wider. You know, I'm pretty sure Jetbeam could have just made the tube a tiny bit larger to fit a 18350 battery in there. But yep, this is next to the Fastlight Bow as well. That does take an 18350 cell. It's a little bit longer because it has a tail switch in there. And here is my Loop SK03. Takes a AA cell or 14500, and the Wuben X0. This one takes an 18350. So here's a little close-up of the Jetbeam RRT0 Pro, and it's made of aerospace grade aluminium, type 3 anodized. Feels fairly durable and will be reliable for EDC in your pocket, just general use at work as well. And the finish does feel quite smooth, so it's good that Jetbeam added some knurling here along the side that adds some grip, and especially here on the head where you're kind of rotating this switch. That is necessary. And it's IPX8 waterproof to 2 meters. It's also drop tested to 1.5 meters, and does come with a 5-year free warranty. So basically, if anything breaks, if you have any issues, they will replace it or fix it for free. And following that 5-year period, you get a limited lifetime warranty. The rotary system has a magnetic sensor in there, and it feels very smooth when you turn. And there are clear pivot points where it locks into. You do have 8 of these 6mm tritium slots as well if you want to customize your light. And you do have this, like I said, stainless steel clip deep carry, which I really like, and feels pretty rigid. You've got an area here to attach a lanyard, or here maybe you could attach a keyring there as well. That's what I've done anyway with my Fastlight Minima Bow, and you can see that clip secured firmly underneath the tail, and I'm just not able to unscrew it. I think they've probably glued that down. There's also a magnet here in the tail for hands-free use. Looking down the head, you can see 3 LEDs, 3 round die LEDs, and to me they kind of look like SFT 12s, and you've got a TIR lens on the front with a glass, anti-reflective glass, so that's going to protect the lens, stop it from being scratched up. And yeah, it's a nice little combo because you do get extra light from those 3 LEDs, plus you get the benefit of a pretty throwy beam considering how small this flashlight is. It's difficult to see here, but right in the center, you know, where the 3 circles kind of almost join together, there is an RGB LED. So in terms of the UI, it is really simple. So basically you've got like a off mode, which is all the way to the left. Turn to the right and you've got a low, medium, and high. Then you've got the auxiliary mode. From here, you can kind of go backwards and forth to get into the green mode, into the blue mode. It's like a flashy blue and red mode to attract attention, and then back to the red. And, you know, like I said, you can just flip to like another mode, turn off, and then flip it all the way back, and it remembers that last color that you've been using. When you take the battery in and out of the flashlight, basically it will glow a color. So green, that's basically means the battery is full, but it also glows blue and red depending on the level of the battery. So it's kind of like a battery indicator, but you do have to unscrew it and yeah, basically unscrew the light, put the battery back in to check it. So I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with the Jetbeam RRT0 Pro, and this is the high mode on 1680 lumens. You can see you get about a minute of runtime, and the light steps down to about 30%. This is a second ceiling bounce test on the 420 lumen medium mode, and pretty much the same kind of step down pattern there. You get a minute of runtime on the medium before it steps down to about 60%. I also ran some tests with my Audible Lightmaster Pro, and you can see on the high mode, I got 217 meters of range, which is really impressive given how small the bezel of this flashlight is. Even on medium, you get 116 meters of range. CRI was between 61 and 63, and CCT was between 5,300 to 5,500. So some considerations to keep in mind if you're thinking of getting the Jetbeam RRT0 Pro. So the first one is the battery capacity. So you're dealing with that 850 milliamp 16340 cell, so you're going to get shorter run times on those high modes. And yeah, I mean, you could almost just treat this as a keychain light on steroids, you know, one that you can just replace the battery quite easily. And when you're looking at a light this small, there's always going to be trade-offs, but at least on the lowest 20 lumen mode, it will run for nearly 20 hours. The second consideration is that the beam profile on those RGB modes really doesn't look too great. As you can see, it's quite an ugly sort of beam, but it is usable at short range. If you're reading a map, if you're just walking around short range, that's going to be fine. The third consideration is this rotary ring does make it very easy to use, and it beats just having one of those screw-in heads for sure. But I know some of you might prefer a button either on the tail or on the side, and yeah, I do wish that it was a little more difficult to turn as well, just to make it less likely to accidentally activate. But it does have a decent amount of friction between each pivot point. The final consideration is the price. So this thing is going to set you back more than a typical budget flashlight out there, but you do get extras like the high build quality and 5-year warranty. Overall, the Jetbeam RRT0 Pro is a compact and fun EDC flashlight. It's quite unique in terms of how it looks. You know, you can customize, put tritium slots in there. It's got RGB modes. It's very throwy and bright on the high mode as well. And I do like the magnetic ring. Just for me, it just makes it easy to use this thing one-handed. The RGB also, I think, sets it apart. And you do have a great balance of power and portability. So yeah, if you're maybe like an enthusiast or you're a collector, someone who just needs a solid EDC flashlight to carry along your keychain or in your pocket, I think this is fantastic. It is a little more premium than other options out there, and also it looks different. What do you guys think of the Jetbeam RRT0 Pro? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you have questions about it, also comment and I will get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, do me a big favor, click the like button and share this video with someone who might be interested. It helps me to get my channel out to more people. And if you want to see more flashlight reviews and keep up to date with the latest flashlight news, make sure you subscribe. Jetbeam RRT0 Pro. This is low here, and you know, this is even the low mode's decent for a general walking light, but here we've got medium. It's going all the way up into the field pretty easily to the center, and this is the high mode. Holy cow, that's pretty good. I mean, for a little flashlight that just fits on your keychain, 1,600 plus lumens. That's pretty impressive. Very throwy beam. It's just been raining a bit before, so there is moisture in the air. I can see it, see the light picking that up pretty easily. Now there are a few other modes in here. I can't demo them so well. These are the auxiliary modes. I'll have to do some closer up beam shots in a second location soon. Okay, but at least you can see roughly what the main beam looks like. And it's doing very well, just considering how small it is. It has to do with those 3 round die LEDs. Now I think they're SFT12s or similar. I'll go for a walk. RRT0 Pro, and this is the low mode, medium, and high. Whoa, yeah, that's pretty powerful for a little light like this. Look at that spot as well. So it's showing up a lot clearer close up here. I'll go for a walk, and I'll also turn on the auxiliary modes to show you the beam profiles, what they kind of look like. A little bit messy, but they are functional. Alright, I'm in the middle of this kind of grassy area here, slash field, and I've got the Jetbeam RRT0, and that is the RRT0 Pro. So low mode, medium, and high. I'll go for a little walk.